She's got beautiful conformation. This is a really nice looking horse. And she's really kind of a doll. I mean, seriously, a lot of horses would have taken a lot of opportunities in there to just swing a kick at me or do something to kind of tell me to screw off, and she's been really sweet.
She's never tried to kick.
Good. That was really nice. See, and she has a harder time, right now at least, when I'm on her left side, which is where she's more confident, dealing with the flag suddenly appearing on her right eye. So the right eye is a little bit less adept to dealing with things, which is really common. Most horses are left-handed, so they naturally start out that way. And then we're right-handed, so we do almost everything on their left side because it's easier for us. So it's just little things to make note of and keep in mind when you're handling her yourself. You know, I've had horses that have been really lopsided because of how I started them, so I do little things like I flip my halter inside out and catch them on the offside, and just little things to try to help balance them out a little bit more. She's really not bad. I'm just a thing to point out, just so you know what you're getting into. This is an evaluation. See, we're getting a lot of licking and chewing a lot faster on this side. That's fantastic. A lot of really fearful horses will get really stoic and they won't do any licking and chewing. They won't, I mean, you just can't get a response out of them except for explosion and then stop still. And she's really been putting a lot of thought into what's going on, and she's a lot more animated. She's communicating with me a lot more. She's not trying to just survive this experience. She is using her head. Those are really, really important factors in any kind of horse you want to have. I mean, you don't want a horse that's just going to tolerate everything you're going to do. You want somebody to work with you. So right in here, I'm not asking her for anything. I'm just going to let her figure out that this noise and this movement have nothing to do with her. Even though they're right next to her, even though they're looking at her, it really has nothing to do with her. And when she looks at me and slows her feet down, I'll get a lot more quiet about it and give her a really sweet deal. See, that meant something to her. She felt good about that. That was really nice. She put a little hustle into it, but she didn't lose her mind. And see, that's why she immediately lowered her head and licked and chewed. She was like, oh, okay, I felt okay about that. That wasn't bad. So these are all really good things. We're gaining a lot of confidence for her. There, see, sped it up and then slowed right down. Good deal. She almost has a harder time relaxing on her left eye. She's more hesitant and nervous on her right eye, but she has a harder time letting down, licking and chewing, hand mating on her left eye. Because if I switch her eyes, And so what I'm kind of doing is, you know, I started with a really short lead rope, uncomfortably short lead rope, and now I'm trying to feed it out and just see her how much she can really handle on her own. See, that wasn't me, that was all her. All I did was switch the flag to the other hand. She knew what that meant. And it's not so much about training them to respond to that movement of the flag switching in your hand. It's more about how they handle it. She drops her head, she acknowledges, she looks, and she does move her body. See if I can speed her feet up and ask her to trot. See how she does with that. So she says, nah, I'm okay here to walk. This is nice. Notice how much licking and chewing I'm getting on this side after that change. Yeah. And that was because the flag actually moved pretty quickly. It did genuinely startle her because she really wasn't paying attention. She was kind of gawking off. And so she switched a little quickly, but she brought her feet right back down, and I gave her a big break after that. I didn't ask her for anything, I just let her walk. And after she went from about here to here, and she just dropped her head and said, okay, that was the right answer. See, on this side, she's a little more fluffy. Again, on her left eye, she just has a harder time letting down. And that's not an issue. That's no problem at all. It's just something to be aware of. And be a little more, you know, at the ready to help her if she needs it. It doesn't mean that you snap her faster on this side. It doesn't mean that you have to be, you know, more afraid of this side. It just means that she might need a little more coaching and a little more help. There. I'd like to see her drop her tail and drop her head a little bit and just make that transition a little more quietly. And she might not get there, but that's okay. There. There. See, we're working that head down, that tail's losing some of its animation. I'm going to see if she'll coast down while this flag is still doing alarm thing. And I'll reiterate, it's not about her learning the mechanics of what I'm actually doing. It's about her learning to look to me to follow a feel. So right now my energy is low, and nothing about, you know, my shoulders are kind of slumped. Everything about me just says, just calm down, just, you know, draw your energy in. You don't need to be up and animated. But see, if I square up and I bring my body up, she follows right with that. So it's more about teaching her to kind of pay attention to really subtle cues and then help her look to me more. I mean, because if I rely too much, and I've been one to really rely too much on just the mechanics of what they're actually doing, you know, like not actually helping her follow my body energy, but just telling her, no, this flag is moving, you should have been moving. And if I focus too much on that, you turn your horse into a little bit of a robot, and you also never actually teach them that you're going to be there for them if they need you. Like right here, if she got really bothered about something, I'd be ready for her. But if I'm so focused on, you know, no, this flag came out and you needed to be doing something 3 steps ago, she's never going to learn to actually look to me. She's never going to learn to actually trust me because it's all just been a mechanical relationship.